Hey guys, Detector Gaming here, back with a Minecraft video. Today, I thought I'd do a special kind of video that I haven't really done before, and it's mob spawning mechanics, or mechanics in general. I haven't really discussed mechanics, because I'm not really a genius at it by any means. But I thought I'd do something that I kind of understand, and that's mob spawning. So this is just going to be the basics. If I get anything correct, anything incorrect, make sure you correct me in the comments. And if I fail to mention anything, also mention that in the comments. So first off, I'm going to show you where mobs can spawn and where mobs cannot spawn and where mobs can despawn and so on and so forth. So this first line right here, you can see it goes to yellow. This is despawn. So this red right here is where mobs cannot despawn. They cannot possibly despawn in this. The orange right there is where mobs can despawn, but they will not despawn immediately. That yellow over there is if a mob was to spawn on that yellow, then they would despawn immediately. So the way that the despawn at some point works, which is in the orange, is both sides, is that any mob rolls a 1 in 800 chance of despawning every one game tick, and a game tick is a 20th of a second. So it is so it takes about 40 seconds total. That'd be about the average if everything worked perfectly. 40 seconds for a mob to despawn in the orange. And these slimes are spawning like crazy. So it would take minimum a 20th of a second for a mob to despawn in there, and a maximum, really no maximum. It could take a year for a mob to despawn in that if they were really unlucky with the rolling 1 in 800 chance. It's just how mob mechanics work. So that's despawning. Like I said, the yellow right there is where mobs will despawn immediately. So if I was right here, if I was even right here, a mob could be in the yellow and not the very first block of the yellow and not despawn. But if they were right on the very border of the orange and yellow right there, and then moved back, they would despawn immediately. So that's despawn. This is the glass on top here. It's spawning. So this red glass is where mobs cannot spawn. It's 24 blocks. Okay, so 24 blocks and 32 blocks. Then both of the orange stretch out on both sides to 128. So mob can spawn up to 128 blocks away from you. Outside of 128 blocks, a mob cannot spawn. All of this is where a mob can't spawn. So all you need to really know is that a mob can spawn and roll a 1 in 800 chance of despawning in the same spot in the same time. So a mob cannot spawn and despawn immediately unless they rolled a 1 in 800 chance and got it on the first try, which is even one immediately. It's 1/20th of a second. So that's basically really mob spawning. The yellow is where mobs cannot spawn, of course. I only stretched that out just a little bit, but yeah. They cannot spawn outside of 128 blocks, and mobs cannot roll 1 in 800 chance of despawning outside of 120 blocks. They'll just despawn immediately. So, this is basically a demonstration of a sphere. So say this is 128 blocks. It's really not. I think it's like 7 blocks or something, 6 blocks. Either way, so this is 128 blocks. Then mobs can spawn all around here, and it works in a sphere, so they can spawn 128 blocks below you or 128 blocks above you, directly above you, and it just works in a sphere. Okay, so say this is ground level. This is y equals 63 or sea level. Well, then the sphere, say the ground level is inside the sphere also as well. Then mobs could spawn in the whole lower half of the sphere. And that's really inconvenient for mob farms. If you want your mob farm to be right here, then the sphere covers your mob farm, but it also covers the whole bunch of caves, and it lowers the efficiency of your mob farm. So, say you've got this, then the sphere, say this is sea level, the sphere covers much less of the ground level, meaning that unless a cave was just barely skimming the top of the surface, then the sphere would not cover it. And it also cover the surface. You could build this even above the surface. Or you just light up the surface and you would be in the clear. And then the sphere, then you could have your mob farm be up here, or really anywhere within the sphere, and its efficiency would be increased significantly since the ground is not so far within the sphere. The more the ground is within the sphere, the more spawning surface is available for mobs, and the more spawning surface is available for mobs other than your mob farm, the lower the efficiency of your mob farm is. So, next is this room. This is the light level room. I've marked it where mobs can spawn and where mobs cannot spawn. So the green glass is where mobs cannot spawn. This is, as you can see on the left side of my screen, client light, it says 6. And then it's 7, and it's 6, and it's 7. Mobs can spawn in light level 7 or less. So they can spawn right there, but they cannot spawn right here. They can also, I just put glass right here so mobs cannot spawn, period. So, next is specific mob spawning. Will cover slimes, this will cover wither skeletons, and this will cover blazes. So, these all kind of have their specific spawning algorithms, whatever you want to call it. So slimes, this green terracotta right here marks off where a slime chunk will be. So say this was a slime chunk, and say it's at y equals 40. Slimes can spawn in a slime chunk. The slimes can spawn at in y equals 40 or less, all the way down to bedrock. This is y equals 50. This is where a swamp is. So say this is the surface of a swamp. It's a very low surface. Well, then slimes can spawn right here. And then this is y equals 70. Slimes cannot spawn right here. They cannot spawn above y equals 70, and they cannot spawn below y equals 50 with a swamp. But if it is a slime chunk, they can spawn from y equals 40 to y equals 0, but they cannot spawn above y equals 40. Okay, so this is wither skeleton spawning. Wither skeletons spawn in a nether fortress at light level 7 or less. They can spawn anywhere in a nether fortress in groups of 5. They can also spawn in Bedrock Edition only, if in normal and hard difficulty. If you fight the wither has a chance of spawning wither skeletons at half health and lower. So this is wither skeleton spawning. Blazes can naturally spawn at light level 7 or 11 or less, so it's very hard to get rid of them and rid of their spawning. They can also spawn from spawners. Mob spawning won't really be covered in this video, but so yeah, that's blaze spawning, and of course, same rules go for the spawner. Okay, this is mob cap. So mob cap is 70 mobs. Okay, so within your chunks that are loaded, not a single hostile mob can spawn. Of course, this is glass, so no mobs are going to spawn regardless. But no hostile mobs can spawn since there are 70 mobs right here. Okay, So yeah, that's basically all you need to know about mobcap. Also, if you're in a survival multiplayer world, or an SMP, then you all the players' chunks will be loaded. So not only your chunks will be considered in the mobcap, but if there are 10 players online and each of them are loading 5 mobs, then it's 50 mobs, and the mobcap is 70. So if you're running a mob farm or anything, its efficiency would be decreased significantly. Okay, so that's basically it for the whole world. Thank you guys for watching. It means a lot that you guys watched the video. Sorry that I haven't really been able to make a video lately, but with this whole the sickness, I'm just gonna say it because I don't really want to get in trouble with YouTube. The sickness, everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's I don't know, it's keeping me busy with a bunch of things, and I haven't really been having any interesting ideas for videos, so I haven't really been able to make videos. I do plan on making more of these mechanics videos for if I want when I learn more about mechanics. I've been researching about this topic for actually quite some time. So but yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Now, there are certain blocks that mobs cannot spawn on, and I will leave that in the description. I'll also leave in the mob wiki page. I'll leave that in for those of you that want to know that information. What blocks mobs can spawn on is very interesting, or not very. It's interesting to some, but it's also very useful. So thanks for watching this video, everyone. I'm going to try. I won't be able to post any more videos in the next few days, but after that, I should be able to post a few more videos. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. Like this video, and I think I'm going to head out. Bye, guys.